Drill 'em. Let's get 'em crunk. Chill. Let's get 'em crunk.
Like and subscribe. Drill Music TV. What's up, y'all? We finna get into the Glory Boys. GBE. Yeah.
About glory boys and slutty boys, they say this and that. Trail shooters go handle that.
Come on, bro. On BD, I'm tired of y'all doing that, bro. Now why I'm by these niggas, bro.
Okay, y'all. We finna get into GBE Glory Boys. Members: Chief Keef Sosa, SD, Blood Money, Trey Savage, Lil Reese, Just Glo, Ball Out, Tato, Capo. I think I said Blood Money, you know what I'm saying? But and a couple of more guys. But these was the main artists. And then you also had Boss Top and T Roy, you know what I'm saying? They was all Glo Gang at first, y'all. What are y'all? They got into it and had a fallout and everything. They was all Glo Gang. Lil Durk and them all was clicked up. OTF and GBE was pretty much the same, but they split it part of ways, you know what I'm saying? There was a little fallout and stuff like that. But GBE pretty much paved the way for a lot of people, man. When the Glory Boys came out, they was hot, man. They was very hot, man. Everybody was trying to be like the Glory Boys. I ain't talking about your ops, because, you know what I'm saying, the ops gonna be like, man, I ain't trying to be like them and stuff like that. But, you know, the ops was really, you know what I'm saying, watching what GBE do. Because everything Chief Keef was doing with GBE, he was really making that platform. I guess he got tired and lazy and stuff, and he didn't do it like he did. But Chief Keef had something like the No Limit Soldiers. I'm gonna say it like that. When he had all them artists in there, everybody was doing their thing. Fredo was in there, you know what I'm saying? Fredo started his own thing later. Savage Squad, just like Dirk did, OTL, you know what I'm saying? Lil Reese should have started his own thing. He had the power to do it. I think he signed before Chief Keef. He had a chance to make his own group and stuff like that, but he should have did it. I wonder what would have happened if Lil Reese would have did what Dirk, Chief Keef, and Fredo did. You know what I'm saying? Because Fredo was starting to sign people. A lot of people getting signed to him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys didn't drop a lot of songs and stuff, but he was signing people. And he even wanted to sign Chief Keef, you know what I'm saying? He had made enough money to try to sign Chief Keef once. You know what I'm saying? But Chief Keef ain't signing to nobody once he found out how to get the money. Dirk did too. That's what they were trying to teach King Von. You know what I'm saying? They know how to get the bag now without going with these record deals. But yeah, Sosa, man, GBE, Blood Money, you know what I'm saying? I think GBE got a spotlight when they was starting to tweet with some people in DC, and I think they was Shot Glizzy. That's when we heard about Shot Glizzy. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago ass started hearing about him because he came out with this song against Chief Keef and GBE. We were like, oh shoot, Shot Glizzy gonna go, because at the time, you know what I'm saying, we saw when Lil JoJo was making a movement to go at them, and he lost his life at the time. You know, when you were young, you were thinking like they probably had something to do with it. But you know what I'm saying? But pretty much, you were thinking the same thing was gonna happen to Shot Glizzy. He made that song dissing Chief Keef and them. Y'all heard that song. Y'all can go look it up. And that's when I started listening to Shot Glizzy. I was like, I kind of like this dude. Let me start checking him out over there in DC. You know what I'm saying? He started busting. He blew up. Then he made a lot of hot songs. That song Awesome and all that. He went on to take off, so nothing ever happened. But something did happen. You know what I'm saying? It was said that Lil Reese came out and said that Blood Money shot at Shot Glizzy. So they was going to actually get at Shot Glizzy. You know, they was over there fooling with Fat Trail and them too in DC. They went over there hanging with them. And Blood Money shot at Shot Glizzy for trying to hit him. You know what I'm saying? Shot up his bus and everything. That was Lil Reese tweeted. I wish I could have found that tweet and put it into the video. Y'all would have seen. And then Blood Money lost his life. There's a lot of speculation on people who said a lot of people trying to claim that body, man. Both of the KIs. A lot of people was on that hit, man. They were saying that they done this to Blood Money. And then Trey Savage ended up losing his life. Some said the girl might have set him up, or he was taking the girl home and stuff like that. He ended up losing his life. And then Fredo lost his life. He was sick or something. He had some kind of problem he had going on. He ended up losing his life off of that. And then, you know, GBE started falling apart, you know what I'm saying, when everybody was gone. When he lost Blood Money, Fredo, it was pretty much, you know what I'm saying, everything was going there. SD leaving. Then, you know, Lil Reese trying to separate himself a little bit, do his own thing. And then you lose Boss Top and T-Roy and them all to go back to Old Block. And T-Roy ended up losing his life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like T-Roy should have stayed behind Sosa, like Booker staying behind Dirt. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to go back. But Booker already had his money though. But you know what I'm saying? He's staying right there loyal to Dirt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like T-Roy should have stayed loyal to the money. And he could have brung out who he want to brung out. He could have looked out for who he want to look out in Old Block. You know what I'm saying? He followed Boss Talk because that's his loyal day one guy. You know what I'm saying? They real to they so loyal to the streets, man. And then he ended up going back and losing his life. Then C-Day was more close to Chief Keef, but he ended up signing with Fredo. He could have been Glo Gang. He was at Chief Keef's house when he got locked up. Yeah, he could have signed. I think he signed the Savage Squad and stuff like that. He was just about to pop. Rondo was about to pop. He was signing with Dirt. OTL, he was getting hot. Like, they waited till they got hot. Then they should have never went road on them guys, man. They were just doing some stuff, showing out that night. They shouldn't have been down there doing that, man. But yeah, they all, you know what I'm saying, gone now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gone from GBE. Capo lose his life. He went back to Chicago trying to do some things. He ended up losing his life. You know what I'm saying? He had the biggest war when GBE went to war with Migos and stuff. That was a big time war. He saw Migos run up on him. And when they was out to eating and stuff like that, he saw Capo say come outside. He was like, oh shit, that GBE beef they getting into it with everybody. They really handling it up. And Fredo said he'll kill the whole camp. So you was pretty much, GBE was just a must watch. You can see Poo Poo Man right there, y'all. The guy beside Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? That's the allegedly guy that killed JoJo. So when you say that BDK going at the GBE, if Poo Poo Man is the shooter, you will look at him and be like, damn, that's Poo Poo standing next to Chief Keef and Lil Reese. So pretty much you seeing everything that's going down and everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? How the killer gonna be by y'all and y'all say they ain't got nothing to do with it. Pretty much. So this stuff too deep in the street. That's why these guys will never squash it, man. Even though GBE was doing their thing, but STL was on their heels. 051, I think, pretty much didn't too much go at GBE. They didn't really say anything bad. They don't say nothing bad about Chief Keef and the guys. You don't ever hear them say nothing. Chief Keef diss a lot, but he don't really diss at them and stuff. So, if y'all want to know if GBE and Chief Keef them about that life, fooled ya.
It go faster than a Harley.
Like and subscribe.
Chill.
Drill Murder TV.
Like and subscribe.
Chill. Drill Murder TV.
Like and subscribe.
Like
Chill.
and subscribe.
Drill Murder TV.
Chill. Drill.